Welcome. Welcome to the Everything Podcast.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 40, which, as I said at the end of yesterday's podcast episode, if you haven't checked that out yet, then go check that out on youtube.com/the Everything Podcast. But yes, it's Season 2, Episode 40, which is the 50th episode of the podcast overall. And before the similar format to Episode 30, my favourite and your and the most viewed episodes of the podcast. But I just want to tell you some stuff we've got to look forward to, because even though in the 30th I told you all the milestones towards the end of the year, there's a few more, and obviously we've got today's. So today, being the 29th of August, is 50 episodes of the podcast. Then on the 3rd of September it will be a weekly recap. Then on the 8th of September it is the 50th episode of Season 2 of the podcast. The 10th of September will be a weekly recap, as will the 17th of September. Then on the 18th of September, which is something I didn't cover in the Season 2 episode 30, would be that it's all the Neighbours news about the reboot, because that's the date that it releases. On the 18th of September, 4:30pm in Australia, on Amazon via Channel 10, and then it's replayed at 6:30 on Sun Peach, and then in the UK and US it's released on Amazon Freevee 7am UK time, so I think it would work out about like midnight to 2am American time. Then the next milestone will be on the 23rd of September, which will be 75 episodes of the podcast. The 24th of September will be a weekly recap. 25th of September will be the review for the Neighbours Reboot Week 1. So what we know is there's 4 episodes a week, Monday to Thursday released, as I said, 7am in the UK, 4:30, and repeated at 6:30 in Australia. As I said, it would be between midnight and 2am in the US. Then on the... What's wrong? I can't count. Anyway, yes, I'll sort that out in a second. And then on the 1st of October is the weekly recap. The 2nd of October will be the second week of New Neighbours, so I'll be reviewing that. The day later, on the 3rd of October, will be 75 episodes of Season 2 of the podcast. On the 8th of October will be a weekly recap. New Neighbours Week 3 will be reviewed on the 9th of October. Then the 15th of October will be a weekly recap. The 16th of October will be Week 4 review of the Neighbours reboot. 100 episodes of the podcast will be on the 18th of October. The 22nd of October will be a weekly recap. Then on the 23rd of October we will have a Week 5 review of the Neighbours reboot. 100 episodes of Season 2 of the podcast will be on the 28th of October. Now, I was going to say we're now into November, not quite. On the 29th of October, we'll have a weekly recap. The 30th of October will be the New Neighbours review for Week 6. And then we're into November. And as we know, the 3 Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials were released on BBC One in the UK and on Disney Plus around the world. But before that, which takes place in November, we don't have exact dates as of recording this on Thursday the 24th of August. So what I thought I would do, and I might have to switch these dates around depending upon when the dates of when the 60th anniversary episodes. But on the 1st of November, I will do a recap of all the Doctor Who 60th anniversary news. Then a day later, so the 2nd of November, will be a Series 1 review of the modern revival of Doctor Who. The 3rd of November will be a Series 2 review of the revival of Doctor Who. You can see where this is going. The 4th of November will be a Series 3 review of the revival of Doctor Who. The 5th of November will be a weekly recap. The 6th of November will be a Week 7 review of the Neighbours reboot. On the 7th of November, it will be Doctor Who Series 4 review of the revival, which will include the 5 specials outside of Season 4, which also featured David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, which are the next Doctor. We have Planet of the Dead, we have Waters of Mars, and we have the 2-parter, The End of Time Part 1 and Part 2. Then on the 8th of November will be the Doctor Who Series 5 review. The 9th of November will be the Doctor Who Series 6 review. On the 10th of November will be the Series 7 review, which will include the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, as well as Matt Smith's swan song titled The Time of the Doctor. I'm trying to remember because it's name, day and time of the Doctor in consecutive episodes, that's the word. Then the 11th of November will be the Series 8 review. The 12th of November will be 125 episodes of the podcast. The 13th of November will be the weekly recap. 14th of November will be the Week 8 review of the Neighbours reboot. The 15th of November will be the Series 9 review of Doctor Who. The 16th of November will be the Series 10 review of Doctor Who, which includes Peter Capaldi's swan song titled Twice Upon a Time. The 17th of November will be the Series 11 review of Doctor Who, as will the 18th of November, which will be the Series 12 review. The 19th of November will be the recap of the week's episodes. The 20th of November will be the Week 9 review of New Neighbours, the Neighbours reboot. And the 21st of November will be the Doctor Who Series 13 review, which will include the 6 Flux episodes, which were broadcast from October 31st, 2021 to December 5th, I think, 2021, and will also include the New Year's Day special titled Eve of the Daleks, the Easter special Legends of the Sea Devils, and the BBC Centenary special titled The Power of the Doctor. Before I talk about some of the other milestones, they're all the big chunk, that obviously depend upon the dates of the anniversary, because I want to have covered all the first 13 seasons of the revived Doctor Who before the anniversary specials are released. So it might mean that I might just squish some together, but we don't know that yet. As I said, recording this on the 24th of August. You will be seeing this on the 29th of August. So yes, not likely to know by then, but I'll tell you once I know. Then on the 22nd of November, it is 125 episodes of Season 2 of the podcast. 26th of November will be a weekly recap. The 27th of November will be the Week 10 review of the Neighbours reboot. The 3rd of December will be a weekly recap. Then the 7th of December will be 150 episodes of the podcast. The 10th of December will be a weekly recap. The 17th of December will be 150 episodes of Season 2 of the podcast. 18th of December will be a weekly recap, as will the 24th of December. Then we've got the Christmas special, obviously on Christmas Day, the 25th of December. And then we've got the Everything Podcast Season 2 finale week, taking place from the 26th of December to the 31st of December. And then the 1st of January will be the debut of Season 3 of the podcast. That is all the milestones and special episodes to look forward to between now and the end of 2023. So yeah, I've just covered the milestones from today when I'm recording this, the 24th of August. When you're seeing this as well, the 29th of August, all of these dates should apply. Podcast episodes, obviously there might be some news that I might say that needs to take priority of that, so it could be moved around a bit. But now it's where it's going to be. So obviously I covered a smaller edition of that in season 2, episode 30. Now this will be a slight difference because that was 30 episodes of season 2 of the podcast. This is season 2, episode 40, the 50th episode of the podcast overall. So I said in that episode, season 2, episode 30, that I wouldn't be covering season 1, and I'd be waiting a little bit to do that. So I'm going to be covering, it's be very similar format. So from every daily episode week, the first 10 episodes of season 2, and the entirety of season 1, which is only 10 episodes long, the most viewed episode, which is like the people's choice, and my favourite episode of the podcast. So we are going to, instead of doing it how I did it last time, as I did all of mine first and I did the most viewed, I'm going to do it in chronological order. So the first episode we're going to start with is season 1, episode 5, which is my choice for season 1 of the Everything podcast. Before I play season 1, episode 5 of the Everything podcast, I just want to let you know that between the last week or so from when you're seeing this and when I'm recording this, I've been sorting out the channel because there was a playlist, a humongous playlist of nearly 100 videos of the Everything podcast. I shoved all the episodes in there, so I've now separated them. So season 1 has its own playlist, as done the first 10 episodes of season 2, and as then each week of daily episodes are also separated, and I've done it very similar. So there's a DC playlist, a Marvel playlist, a Doctor Who playlist, there's a weekly recap playlist as well. But yes, here is season 1, episode 5 of the Everything podcast. Enjoy. Welcome to the Everything podcast. Welcome to season 1, episode 5 of the Everything podcast. This is being recorded on Friday, the 16th of September, 2022. We are starting off the show talking about the awful news that Queen Elizabeth II has passed away, aged 96. I want to send all my condolences to anyone affected, and especially to the royal family. Now, the rest of this episode on the podcast, I will be talking about D23 Expo 2022, which took place over the weekend. Now, if you want to get in touch with me at any time, so not just when podcasts are released at any time, because I'm not doing a new episode every single day, sometimes not, well, currently not every single week, you can do a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc. You can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. We are starting off by talking about Disney live action. Some trailers were released prior to the D23 Expo 2022. These trailers were for season 2 of both the Mighty Ducks Game Changers and the Mysterious Benedict Society. Here is the trailer for the Mighty Ducks Game Changers season 2.
Welcome to Epic. All of you were invited here because you are the best of the best. What I want to know is, can you be better? Do you want to be a legend?
I see a trash can? So you know where a trash can is?
I'm sorry, who are you?
We're the Mighty Ducks.
They're the Mighty Ducks.
Really doing this. We are gonna have so much fun. Go on out there and make some new friends.
There's one rule. Play hockey!
What kind of icebreaker is this?
This place is kind of crazy. The camp director, he's a little nuts.
Look, guys, we have not run from a fight.
I say let's run and not fight.
These are performance bands. They track agility, muscle mass, hand-eye coordination.
I've never been to camp before.
Was that normal?
This is not summer camp. This is Psycho.
This is how it ends.
You guys deserve to be here just as much as any of those kids. Ducks fly together.
We will stand united.
We've come too far and worked too hard to stop now. I'm in.
I'll stay.
This is sports. We play to win.
Where'd you learn that?
The NHL.
These kids have something special. Some kind of magic. But sometimes you have to break the rules to get where you want to go. I just needed to let you know that I'm going to take you down.
I'm sorry, is that trash talk?
I think so.
Yeah, you're not very good at it.
I thought it was pretty solid.
Solid B, maybe.
It's been a day, Earl. It has been a day.
Streaming only on Disney+.
That was the trailer for the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, and the Mighty Ducks Game Changers Season 2 releases Wednesday, September 28th, 2022 on Disney+. Next up is the trailer for the Mysterious Benedict Society Season 2. Here is that trailer.
Dr. L.D. Curtin.
That's me.
You become a guru of sorts, ridding the world of sadness one person at a time. They say you can make anyone happy.
I can't control what they're saying. But yes, I can.
My dear society, no one is safe with my brother as some guru. It is time for this family to regroup.
Should we hug?
Don't be repulsive.
Mr. Benedict and number 2 are missing.
Well, at least the provisions are good for a kidnapping.
But they've planted clues across Europe.
Wow.
We can find them. Too dangerous. We're the Mysterious Benedict Society.
I'm impressed.
We need to get to the children.
Worrying is not a form of preparation.
Every time we get a new clue, I can hear Mr. Benedict's voice.
Let's take the opportunity to escape.
You're creating an artificial state of happiness.
People seem to enjoy it.
If we stick together, we can outsmart anyone.
Gotcha.
I say we attack.
What is wrong with you?
They will not expect it.
Let us seize the power together.
We're running out of time. Oh no.
I'm afraid it's beyond our control. We're out of gas.
I'll be right back.
That was the trailer for the Mysterious Benedict Society, which releases on Wednesday, October 26th, 2022 on Disney+, with a 2-episode premiere. We are now moving on to the announcements made during D23 Expo 2022. We are starting off with Hocus Pocus 2, which was previously announced with the release date of Friday, September 30th, 2022 on Disney+. At D23 Expo 2022, a new trailer was released. Here is the trailer that was released there.
I banish thee from Salem forever.
They were right to fear thee. Magic has a way of uniting. Happy 16th birthday, child.
I have a gift for my favorite customers. Legend has it, it's on the 16th birthday that a witch gets her powers.
Lock up your children! Yes, Salem, we're back!
Gilbert, where did you get that candle? We have to get out of here. The witches will be here any second. Ah! The book is alive.
He woke up?
If we intend to live past sunrise, we have to steal their souls.
Whoa, wait, can we talk about this?
No. We must fly! We run amok!
Not freak out. The prevention
nymphomaniac obsessed with getting revenge on Salem. Sounds very bad for Salem.
We should get some salt. Why? So we taste better when they eat us? Spread out.
That's not 6 feet under.
Stop! I am a good zombie!
That was the trailer for D23. No, it's not. That was the trailer for Hocus Pocus 2, which was released at D23 2022. Next up is Disenchanted. Disenchanted is a sequel to 2007's Enchanted at D23 2022. At D23 Expo 2022. A trailer was released with a release date. Here is that trailer.
I know that change can be scary, but it can also be exciting. Let's start our new life. Nancy Edward!
Robert!
We bring love from Andalasia and offer belated birthday cheer. An Andalasian wishing wand.
Does anyone in Andalasia ever just say stuff?
Not if we can help it. This world feels very different. Is it sometimes easier to live in Andalasia?
Well, I wouldn't say easier. We have dragons and ogre rebellions.
Last year, the entire kingdom was trapped in a giant whale.
Oh.
This is not a magic land. It is a land far, far away from my friends.
I'm so late. I'm a commuter now.
You're riding this train over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and then you die.
As you can see, Giselle, everyone has their place once you've found where you fit. Monroeville can be whatever you wish.
I wish for a fairy tale life.
Remember, happily ever after, it's not always that easy.
My hair, it's so high and my dress is so low.
Jumpin' jelly sticks. We got magic?
This town is turning into a fairy tale, but it's all gone terribly wrong.
On the last stroke of midnight, nothing will be as it was before. I'm not an evil cat. I'm not an evil cat. I'm not an evil cat.
What is going on? You need to remember your place here. Stepmother, please. Giselle is under a curse. We have to stop this or everything Andalasian will die.
There's no one wishing your wish now, Giselle.
Come on!
Time to be heroes.
You know there's only room for one villain in this town.
You're hilarious. Delusional, but hilarious.
That was the trailer for Disenchanted. Now, Disenchanted releases November 24th, 2022 on Disney+. Next up is Haunted Mansion, which the logo for the film was revealed, as was the cast. Haunted Mansion releases March 10th, 2023 in cinemas. Next up is the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, which the cast was announced and the trailer was released. Here is the trailer.
Abandoned ship! Check the code, man! Over here!
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them. Child, I can help you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
It's what I live for.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
She got legs, you idiot.
He's a human. You're a mermaid.
That doesn't make us enemies.
That was the trailer for Little Mermaid, which releases May 26th, 2023 in cinemas. Also being released is the live-action remake of Peter Pan called Peter Pan and Wendy at the D23 Expo 2022. A poster was released. No specific release date was released apart from that it was confirmed that the film will release in 2023 on Disney+. Another live-action remake being released is Snow White. Snow White will release in 2024, and the cast will include Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Another film being released in 2024 is Mufasa the Lion King, which is a prequel to The Lion King. Both Snow White and Mufasa the Lion King will release in cinemas. If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc, and you can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. Next up is we're talking about the Disney animation reveals from D23 Expo 2022. We are starting off with Zootopia Plus, which is being released November 9th, 2022 on Disney Plus. It's a group of shorts based on the movie Zootopia or Zootropolis. Next up is Strange World, which releases November 23rd, 2022 at the D23 Expo 2022. A first look was released. If you want to look at any of these first looks or posters, if you go to the Everything Pod C Twitter, so the Everything Podcast Twitter, just search at Everything Pod C, you'll find all the posters there. First look. A new Disney film announced at the D23 Expo 2022 was Wish, which releases November 22nd, 2023. Also coming in 2023 is Uaju, I think, which will release on Disney Plus at the D23 Expo 2022. A first look was released. Next up, it's about Pixar. So we're starting off with Elemental, which is Pixar's next movie. At the D23 Expo 2022, a poster is released for the film. Elemental releases June 16th, 2023 in cinemas. Next up is Pixar's first ever long-form series, Win or Lose. At the D23 Expo, a first look was released. Win or Lose releases autumn 2023 on Disney Plus. Next up is the first Pixar film being released in 2024, which was announced as the D23 Expo 2022, called Elio, I think, Elio, which releases March 1st, 2024 in cinemas. Elio is a boy who finds himself transported across the galaxy and mistaken for the intergalactic ambassador for the planet Earth. The second Pixar movie being released in 2024, which was also announced at the D23 Expo 2022, called Inside Out 2, which releases June 14th, 2024 in cinemas. If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc, and you can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. Yep, and next up is Lucasfilm. We're starting off with the next Star Wars series to be released, which is Andor. At the D23 Expo 2022, a new trailer was released. Here is the new trailer for Andor.
To steal from the Empire? To just walk in like you belong? They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house. Cassian Andor. The Empire is choking us so slowly. We're starting not to notice. What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? I need all the heroes I can get.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
There's fermenting out there, son. Pockets of fermenting. You're in my net. Are you a fish? Or are you a thief? You're slipping.
I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
This is what revolution looks like.
I'm tired of losing.
That's done part of my job for it. Yes, that's right. Andor releases Wednesday, September 21st, 2022 with a 3-episode premiere. Next up is the Tales of the Jedi with a trailer and release date announced at D23 Expo 2022. Here is the trailer for Tales of the Jedi.
Everywhere there is life, but you must face death. Honor it. Do not fear it. Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
The best way I can protect you is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Master Dooku.
I want to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
Master, stop!
It is the only way you will truly have victory, my Padawan.
Again. Again.
Dooku, stand down.
I'm tired of fighting.
I've been warning them about the coming darkness.
Let's hope all that training pays off.
And who might you be?
If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc, and you can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. Yes, that's right. Now, next up, we're talking about Marvel. We are starting off by talking about the Werewolf by Night project, which was officially announced at the D23 Expo 2022 and will be Marvel's first holiday special. It's Halloween-y from what I can see, as was the cast being Gail Garcia Bernal and Laura Donnelly. A poster for Werewolf by Night was also revealed, which you can check on at Everything Podsy on Twitter, as was a trailer. Here is the trailer for Werewolf by Night.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock, the terror of Werewolf by Night.
Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
But one of you is a monster, masquerading as one of our own. I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are. You'll wanna see this, darling.
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you! Werewolf by Night.
Yes, that was the trailer for Werewolf by Night, which releases Friday, October 7th on Disney+. Next is a Disney Plus series, which will have a Season 2 in 2023, that being Loki Season 2. At the 2023 Expo 2022, it was announced that Ke Huy Quan, I think that's his name, is cast as a TVA employee. Speaking of cast employees, it was also revealed that Anthony Ramos, I don't know, will play Parker Robbins, aka the Hood, in Ironheart, which will release autumn 2023. I'll go over all the release dates in a later part of the episode. Other cast announcements from the D23 Expo 2022 include Cole Lumley as Isaiah Bradley, Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, and Tim Blake Nelson as leader from The Incredible Hulk in Captain America New World Order. A director announcement was also made, as it was revealed that Matt Shackman, who directed WandaVision, is directing the Fantastic Four movie. The final announcement from Marvel from the D23 Expo was the cast reveal for the Thunderbolts, which includes David Harbour as Red Guardian, Florence Pugh as Yona Belova, and Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster from Black Widow. Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra Fontaine, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, and Wyatt Russell as US Agent for the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Hannah John Kamen as Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodsy, and you can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. Next up is a series which is a little bit closer, coming out in 2022, that being National Treasure: Edge of History. At the D23 Expo 2022, a trailer was released. Here is the trailer for National Treasure: Edge of History.
This holds a clue to a treasure of utmost importance. I thought about destroying it 1,000,000 times.
Look at these symbols.
In order to prevent it falling into the wrong hands.
The daughters of the plumed serpent were here.
So we're talking like an honest-to-God treasure map.
Yeah.
Where did you get that necklace?
It was my dad's. He died when I was a baby.
What is it? That's the symbol on your necklace.
I know.
What if I told you everything you know about your dad is a lie?
relic leads to an important treasure, and searching for it is dangerous.
I know it is.
This is cooler than any room on any episode of Cribs I've ever seen. Ben Franklin glasses? Oh my god.
I want that relic.
Everything I thought I knew about my dad, my whole family for that matter, is a crazy riddle that can only be solved by finding this treasure.
Trust no one.
What's your clue? I would love to help out.
That was the trailer for National Treasure Edge of History, which releases December 14th, 2022 with a 2-episode premiere. If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc, and you can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. Yes, those releases in cinemas May 3rd, 2024, and Thunderbolts, which releases in cinemas July 28th, 2024. Now it's time for the Phase 6 timeline, which has got a lot of blank spaces. It's what we know. So we're going to starting off Phase 6 is the Fantastic Four movie, which releases in cinemas November 8th, 2024. Then we've got 2 untitled things coming out in autumn 2024. One coming out winter 2024. Another one coming out winter 2025. 2 coming out in spring 2025. Then it's the next Avengers movie, Avengers the Kang Dynasty, which releases in cinemas May 2nd, 2025. Then we've got 2 projects coming out in summer 2025, and capping off Phase 6 and the Multiverse Saga, which is Phase 4, Phase 5 and Phase 6, is Avengers Secret Wars, which releases in cinemas November 7th, 2025. And there's been some updates to my YouTube channel, as I've added a profile picture and a channel banner. So if you look at the channel banner, I think I've put all my socials on there so you can find them without having to listen to the podcast. But I've tried to dot them a bit more throughout this episode. So, yeah. What have I been watching? So I've been watching season 1 of Daredevil, which I posted on my Twitter, the Everything Pod C Twitter, and also watched one season which came to Disney Plus last Thursday, the 8th of September. So, yeah. That's all I've got to say. So, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Everything Podcast. If you want to get in touch with me at any time, you can do it in a variety of ways. You can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at everythingpodc. You can also find me on YouTube by searching for the Everything Podcast. I'll see you for the next episode of the Everything Podcast. That's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 1, Episode 5, and we are currently running at 58 minutes. So just by showing one episode of a previous episode, only one previous episode of the Everything Podcast, we are nearly, well, in 10 minutes time, we'd be running at the same length as the longest episode of the podcast, which was Season 2. Episode 30, which was obviously the 30th episode of Season 2 of the podcast, which ran about an hour and 6 minutes. So, yes, that's it for part 1 of Season 2, Episode 40, which is the 50th episode overall. So, coming up, there will be 7 more episodes for me to share the most viewed. So your choices and my choices, as well as an update to its schedule, which I will get to later on. But that is it for the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 30, Part 1. Stay tuned. Not 30, what am I saying? Stay tuned for the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 40, Part 2. But for now, goodbye.